Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 259. Let's see how the new setup goes. More tweaks. Overclocking this beast to see how it handles now. It was overclocked before, but amped it up even more. Hanging around 48%, all looking good. Yes, we have to save up for this new, the new laptops that are coming out with desktop CPUs in them. That's really what I need. Portable desktop, that's the way to go. We have 24 threads, well this one's on 12. Hey people, who's out there? Mr. Spanish, Mr. Ron, Susan. I had some complain that I was talking over my intros. So what? It's my channel, I do whatever I like. I'm not running a TV documentary series. Here we're sort of laid back and we want the truth and disclosure, of course. Where's the sound gone? What's happened? Alright, it's already up to there. Good to be back, has gone past. Oh, that was quick. Me talking here and I wasn't watching the admin panel. Anyway, we're on to the desktop now. Cool. So far so good, I haven't noticed anything. Let's just check the audio. Any corrupting? Any clicking, crackling? Can't hear it here. What's Susan got to say down there? Sound is okay, alright, cool. Does one of those cost anyhow? Oh, I wouldn't have a clue. Over in New Zealand, it costs an arm and a leg. You get it nice and cheap in America. Over here, we got GST on top of everything now. They even want to tax my Patreon earnings. I only make $5. They want to add, take 50 cents away. For what? The government government hardly gives me anything to live on anyway on sickness help. So, and unemployment benefit was a struggle as well. It's just pretty much the same type of money. Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to get an eye operation this year, not with the C19, and the hospital was already behind. So yeah, but the eye hasn't been too bad. It's sort of stabilized a bit. As long as I got my right eye, which is the good eye at the moment, I can still cope. But once both are blurry, then it's history, really. So yeah. So I have got two browsers of tabs actually, but I'll start with the Greer stuff. Tommy L, how's it going? $5, thank you very much. Yeah, people don't realise that it's a bit of struggle doing this, really. It's a labour of love, really, and we do it because we enjoy it. We try to call out bullshit wherever we can, and I try and correct my own mistakes when I notice them. But I'm still learning. If you watch my early days, went three and a half years ago. even then, my knowledge of debunking my own stuff was very limited. I had no experience in video editor as such. With paint.net, but playing around and self-learning, which is what I was able to do to train myself up to use that new tool. And of course I couldn't afford these $30 or $50 a month, what is it, Adobe After Effects, all those fancy editors. I thought, let's do it with open source, which is totally free and the better way to go, and learn how to break down videos using the manual process rather than using all the add-ons and fancy things to stabilize it. Learn how to rip off individual frames and stabilize it by hand, and you get a better result. And you can then apply different filters to each frame and generally see what's going on a bit better. So I try and pass that information that I learn on to everybody as well. Those command line tools can be quite tricky, for ripping pings from a video. But once you've shown it and you copy it to a basically a clipboard, a notepad, and just open it up, because you can never remember the complex command line strings. Just copy and paste it and away you go. Just change the name to the new video file name and it's all there. But once you understand how the process works, it just gets easier and easier, right? And if you do enough of these videos, you get better at it. I don't know if you've seen some of the nonsense that MUFON's been putting up on their channel lately, but it's pretty sad to see some of it. And I've sent Il a couple of links from there, which I'll probably go over again if there's some time at the end of this to re-look at some of the stuff again. From MUFON TV or whatever it's called. So ready to go, Tommy? Yeah, thanks. No problem. Work smart, not fast. Yeah. So I really need to go over Dr. Greer stuff here again. Just go through the ones that UFO Interest pointed out to compare to what I said. So where did we start from? Well, we'll just go through his images here. So this one here that was meant to be in New Zealand, which was BS. And then it turned into Australia. There's also BS. It's actually in Nebraska, wasn't it? NE. They got mixed up with NE being NZ. So it sort of ended up on a lot of UFO channels. Apparently it's actually skydivers coming down with flares on for a event. Let's see, does Scott Brando say the same thing? Another still image from Greer's movie from Melbourne, Australia. Note, these lights were skydivers with flare taken in Nebraska, July the 4th. As I exposed in 2018. So we have covered these ones in past lives. So why is it ending up in one of these UFO documentaries when they should be being a bit more credible and reading all the fake stuff out there, right? So that one we did come across here in the list, but it'll be here somewhere. So let's get rid of that one. That one's gone. Okay, also he's talking about it here. Never forget the YouTuber UFO Today is a known hoaxer, debunked many times, who likes to reshare old videos already explained. So again, this is New Zealand. There you go. So he's the one that relabeled it from NE to New Zealand, and then it turned into Australia. Exactly the same video. Of course, if you get three skydivers, they're always going to form triangle patterns, right? Can only be a triangle of various shapes, a straight line, or a single dot if they all line up. Just common sense there. So why is that in Greer's movie? Does no one check what he's trying to promote? So that kind of makes the movie, this one thing alone makes the movie stupid, doesn't it? If he wants to be taken seriously, he's just blowing it just with that one thing. So we'll just carry on because we've got a load more to do, because this is part 2. We did part 1, and then I ran out of time pretty much because there's a lot of UFOs images he puts in the movie. So again, Scott Brando talks about this one. I also said it's possibly International Space Station, and sure enough, he's posted this one up too. And he also says International Space Station in night vision. What happens is it overexposes the light, amplifies the light from sun being reflected off the surfaces of all those solar panels they have on the space station. And it's always low in the horizon, especially in America. And it always looks like a UFO above the treetops in the forests. And where did they say that was? There's a bit blurry image he's got here. Can't quite read it. Squamish, BC. What's that? Canada. So again, no fact checking, and another image there that makes mockery of the UFO field. Again, this is why you got to use the apps that I keep talking about. You got to check out, make sure it doesn't fit in Heavens Above app or Plane Finder. So that could be anything, right? A light passing in the sky could have been a plane or a helicopter or a drone with LED lights. But yeah, people don't think how bright space objects are. The Iridium satellites, especially, they blink off and on bright, and space stations pretty much stays constant. And it only passes in the sky for about 2 minutes and then disappears again, because it's traveling at 17,000 miles per hour in space in orbit. So yeah, it circles Earth quite quickly. Again, it proves that the Earth is a globe. So you can get rid of that one now. So we got another one here. Oh, maybe I was talking about UFOs dropping orbs. That generally there are targeting flares. I think Scott calls them something else here. He calls them cluster flares, but they're used for targets. But generally they're called targeting flares. But he's talking about the same thing. So he's now verified what I said as well. There's another misidentification. Those lights from Russia were typical cluster flares used as targets during a recurring Russian military exercise a few days ago. So, yes. What was that one underneath? St. Petersburg show UFOs landing in Russia. Nope. Military exercise with cluster flares. So that must be the video. I was trying to actually find the original video so you could see. Here we got from Scott's already done it for us. And you can see there, even it has like those comet tails to it. You can see it has some smoke, hazy smoke around it. So what happens is they drop a whole bunch of these things in the sky. You don't see the plane do it. Then they aim ground artillery at the thing to calibrate the target and make sure it's unsighted. And they hit the flares and they come down faster from the cluster. They They put holes in the parachutes that hold them up. You can see they take forever to come down, but as you know, the common signature for a flare is they don't last more than 5 minutes. So if you've got a UFO video that they're saying is flares, if the video of the same light lasts more than 5 minutes, then you can discount flares. So it's just a matter of learning signatures. You can see a lot of them are going out now, and that's probably not a very long video. 2 minutes. But that's not the best one. I did show some better ones where they're shooting at it and they're falling out the sky. In the first live that we did on Greer movie. And I'm not sure, but I think this one may have been in the movie too, but I didn't get a snapshot of it. You may record this flying plane inventor, which makes these planes in shapes of flying saucers. Can't remember what it was called now, but it's got a special name for it. So this is part of my 3 to 5 minute debunks I did before I started live streams, because people complain that they don't like long stuff. So I've got about 60 of these UFO cases. With the old intro, but I think this might have been also on Greer's movie, this one from Australia. It kind of looks like a flying saucer, but when you start doing video analysis on it and zoom right in, you can actually start to see that it's got something sticking out the front which fits the shape of this particular strange plane. So as I normally do, I normally go through a checklist of things that could be and check plane finder at the time was free, but Flight Radar 24 is actually better, has a lot more planes on it. Because small planes have to opt in to these systems so they can use it for their own tracking, and they can't include them automatically in the database, so they have to say, yeah, I want to be added to the database, and they put their call sign in. And this one actually did have the small plane flying around that particular time and date of this particular strange plane that this guy designed. So that's all the specs that you'd probably have to pause and read. But there's a picture of this crazy plane. What's it called? Row UFO. And there's a good snapshot of it on the front. You can just barely see the propeller. And on that angle you can see the tail fin. Kind of looks like one of those German flying saucers in a way, doesn't it? And they were mucking around with that sort of thing too. Yeah, but if Secure Team put the effort in when he was looking at this one, he would have found it also, and he could have debunked it, right? He could have been sort of become more credible. So there's one image I found where you can actually start to see a bump from the angle of the video, and which matches where that propeller is. But yep. That one there could fool a lot of people from a distance, but it makes a lot of noise. So apparently the person was in the car that filmed this UFO video, and they had the radio going, so they wouldn't have heard it, and they would have seen it fly past the power lines, not knowing anything about it, or they were possibly knew about it and decided to make a fake video. But yeah, if you want to have a watch of all those ones, go and check them out sometime. They're not too long, as you see. That one's only 3 minutes. So yeah, basically now all these little videos that I used to make are all in one live stream. You just have to watch along on the live stream and see individual debunks I do. Or I actually show you how I investigate it to prove it if I can. If I'm not too tired, of course. It's a lot easier doing this stuff by not running your computer hard with live stream and everything else going at the same time, you can do better video editing when you got more CPU, of course. So yeah, I'll just copy that one. Okay. A real flying saucer, but man-made. So if they got ones like that with propellers, I'm pretty sure they had similar prototypes back in the 50s with jet engines, right? So it doesn't look like it's very aerodynamic, but it's still a flat side, and it's got a curved side which creates a lift. But I don't think it's very stable. I don't think it'd be ideal for a fighting machine, you see. So yeah, still... of course, that's in South Australia too, that location. Where did it say on the map? I think it was South Australia. Let's see. Yeah, I think it was the airport around here. Or pan away. Not sure if I do on that one. Vintage shed. So this is the airfield it comes from. Western Airports. So somewhere near the bottom of Australia there. You can see how green it is. As you go further west in Australia, it gets into more of a desert. So if we close that down now, but yeah, if you wait to the end, I think it gives you a click to the UFO case ones here, and you can go and watch the whole collection. But I didn't actually see that one in Greer's movie, but I may have, I was skimming through it, trying to get snapshots. So what's this one? Oh, right, this one here. Looks pretty good. Looks like one of those light ships that the guy in South America used to talk about, but we think he's a hoaxer as well. Using like lampshades or ones he made up himself. What was his name? Carlos Diaz or something like that. But this is actually an airship. Which some of the stuff you now see in skies are actually advertising blimps, and also lit up like this with LEDs. And which there is one I've got from MUFON, which clearly looks like an advertising blimp, but we'll get to that at the end. So, alleged UFO taken in Germany, 1993, was just a lighted advertising blimp. So, again, that's what they look like. And if you get up close to it, you might actually see writing on them. But you can see how blurry his image is of it. We probably search that, see if we could find it maybe, but it's not much information to go by. So I had a lot of trouble searching for the original videos that Greer used. Germany, 1993. And Google, as you know, sucks because they muck around with the search results. UFO. Could try that, see if it comes up in images. And so this is what I had been doing for the past week for some of the other ones, is trying to find the original sources so we can play it for the live streams. But you can see here, it's not popping up. Not as an image anyway. Suppose you could try blimp, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, still nothing. Nothing coming up. I'm surprised we don't use blimps more nowadays. Why travel around in cars when you could probably have your own personal airship, right? Using helium is safe because it doesn't explode, but you still get punches, of course. I suppose you need some sort of power source that's not petrol, right? You really need like it to be green, solar charged, as well as charge it in the home socket, charge up the batteries. So really it comes down to battery technology, but I think maybe blimps will come back, maybe. But at the moment they're trying those flying cars running off batteries, which are looking very promising, so it may skip the blimps. But they were talking about using blimp warehouses for Google and Amazon and all that, so they're still testing it out, right? So we might see more of those in the sky still. So, but yeah, can't. Oh, here we go. We may have found it. Ah, that's the same post. So he's in the search engine. Damn it. UFO interest. Did he actually post the video under that at all? Not this time, bollocks, but maybe. What's that there? Oh, he has. Cool. There we go. Close shot. I know. Looks like he's got it. Is it not? Is it just an advertising one? Talking about blimp. He's saying it's the same type of blimp. Oh yeah. And they look a wee bit better nowadays, though. You can't read the writing on there, can you? No, so he hasn't got the original video. He's just got one example. Oh well. Move on, I guess. But you can see it's very difficult tracking down the source video sometimes. Oh, here we go. We got something here. Unexplained Mysteries, is it? No, we can't play it then, because it's a TV show. It is, isn't it? I bet it's Unexplained Mysteries. We always get hit with copyright with them. Sounds like it. Oh well, we'll copy the link to the site so you can have a watch of the blimp thing. Blimp. Definitely looks like the right thing. What's it got up the top there? What's that there? Channel number? Taken from a VHS tape, maybe? And you complain about the video quality nowadays. Going back to the 1993 or VHS tape, and no digital cameras of the sort back then. You can see how bad it was. So if that ended up on a TV show, you think they would have investigated that? Anyway, we did find it. Yay! There you go. This one wasn't too bad. I was almost ready to give up on that one. Alright, so onto this one here. So let's find the original snapshot from the movie. I tell you, it's a lot of ones to recap here. 3 notifications. What for? Well, I did have to recorrect the initial time that I said I was starting, and I think they're just messing up the code on the system, right? I got that there's a back brace and a what? I got plenty of cushions behind me. Back problems are the worst. And they do wear you down. So I wanted to find this one here, but we'll come on to that one in a minute. Here we go. So, again, British Columbia, which is Canada, isn't it? Vancouver. And remember, I did a good investigation on this one. Again, it shouldn't be on a serious UFO documentary, not nowadays. I think James Fox wouldn't let this rubbish get on his movie, because it does make his reputation look really bad. But obviously Stephen Greer doesn't care. So this is the one where we had Earl join me on the side chat while I was debunking. Welcome to the out there. Yeah, let me see if we can find the spot in it. I will post the link anyway. Oh, actually, we'll find the place first. I don't think Susan's done any bookmarks that far back yet. Chapters, as we call them. And looks like it's very brief there too. Unfortunately, we had that mic crackling sound and no one told me about it because we didn't have any side chatters. Well, we had watching lurkers, but none of them were responding, telling us that it was crackling, which is kind of weird.
And you know, and I was talking with
you can see how crackly it is
with well, a few different people recently.
Totally ruined it, but that was a really good live too. Well, we're talking about this strange creature that looks like a man-made object that lives in the sea, but yeah, it's all ruined. So let's see if we can find this one coming up. Oh, here you go. I was doing the analysis on it.
But you know, and I mean, people don't sometimes. I mean, it's not always people hoaxing. I mean, people oftentimes see something that they just don't understand.
So this turns out to be. Let's see if I can see if I played the video or not.
Hey guys, look at what I found.
Yeah, so this is a video. So it'll be in the side comments, hopefully. Which are not coming up for some reason. Normally I post the source. As it said, phase on the moon. I may not have posted it if that's the case. Anyway, I take a snapshot from it, and then I go searching for lead kites, and this is the one that we found. And then I copied it and overlaid the lights on top of the other image, and it lined up perfectly. Where is it? So there's no point in me going over that one again. It's all in this video. So I take a snapshot of it here, and to make it transparent, and then play around with it so it comes out the best. For at the moment, it's not the best. Let's see. Must be somewhere there. Sometimes you have to switch the images around and then overlay one of them on top of the other, or try some of the other filter options. But you can see that the lights line up exactly, and it's a type of kite that someone was flying around the sky. So I just wanted to recap on that one till we get into the more interesting ones. So this one here is, well, there's the International Space Station one. There's the kite one again. Now this one here, where they have an object flying around the sky, unfortunately I couldn't find the video for all of them. But I haven't even got them in order. But it interacts with the laser infrared pointer, and it changes direction. I think it was this one here, and I did some research into it, and a lot of stuff that shows up on these videos is bats, birds, and the ones that interact with the infrared laser pointers. Bats can see infrared, which is what I found out. And it says here, mosquitoes, vampire bats, bed bugs, and some snake and beetle species, however, can use portions of the infrared spectrum for vision. Sometimes humans can see infrared energy in the form of heat. So normally I have a web page link, so it might be there somewhere. It's got 5 comments on it, so let's have a look. So I was trying to figure out this one. If it's not a bird, what else could it be? Someone said it wasn't a bird, but a bat is possible. So we'll just open up and play this one again. We'll see if we can go to his channel. He was in California, I believe. A UFO sky watcher. So Dr. Greer must have got it from him. You see what I mean? So we can see this blurry object here. You can see here how it's sort of not stopping and changing at right angles, but it's actually doing more organic movements. So now they're shining a laser pointer at it, and you can see it's now being excited by it. But you can see here it's flying around organic, like it's taking a big curves, right? Then it's heading towards us, and it looks like it's stopped, but it's actually turned. Now it's flying away as quickly as it can, because it doesn't know what it's getting confused by the light beam. You can see how wishy-washy it looks, like it's a very low heat signature, and it's very fuzzy, and it's probably flapping wings, right? So I might just take a snapshot of that and see if I can amp it up a wee bit. All those other objects, obviously motion blur with stars, right? You can see here it's not stopping and then zipping off, which to me makes it like something natural. But yeah, where was a good one to get a snapshot from? Probably none of it. You can see there's a lot of motion blur, so you want to get one where it's stationary, like there, maybe. You can see here it's a blob. Now it looks like it stopped, but it hasn't. Now it's flying like... See, I can see the wings flapping. I don't know about you, but I can see little bits and pieces moving up and down there. Now it's heading towards us again. Let's just take a snap here. It would be good to have a download link to the source, but Skywatchers generally don't offer that. And they don't ask other people to analyze it for them, which is unfortunate. Now let's see how the CPU goes now. It's going pretty good. I've never seen it so calm. So maybe the overclocking does work. Resize. If I suddenly shut off, you know something's gone wrong. Yeah, so there's one. Yeah, it looks terrible, doesn't it? Okay, this is where it puts it to the test. I'm sure I clicked on it. Try that again. Okay, brightness. You can see, and we're not going to get much from this. We can do color swap. See if something pops out. Does look like it's got a rectangular shape up here and there, which is bird-like, right? There we go. So what are we looking at here? Kind of looks like flapping wings going up and down here, and that's the body there probably, and it's heading towards us. But you can see you ain't going to get much from that. You'd have to take a series of frames and animate it, stabilize it. But yeah, you can see how the filters can really pop it out. And does that look like a UFO to you? Nah. Looks like it could be a bird or a bat, right? And a blurry blob. We could probably take another snapshot. Well, that's going nice and sweet there. And we're only on 30% CPU. So maybe I don't need a new computer just yet, which is good, as long as it doesn't blow up. And let's grab another frame. Where's another good one? Of course, this is what they do in Contact in the desert too, right? A lot of motion blur there. See how the stars are stretched. Which means the object's going to be stretched. There we go. Again, it looks like a splodge of information. Very faint because the body temperature is probably reduced. Where's the regulars? Where's Charles? I forgot to. Oh, right, he's not on Discord, is he? I normally would send a message to people just in case. These people need to join some of this. Twitter is the best place because I normally always say I'm going to go live, just in case Google stuffed it up, right? Which lately it's been doing pretty well at stuffing up stuff. Okay, let's see on this one. And you can see, just like I said, there's hardly anything there. But it looks like a blurry blob. Alright, there it is there, flappy wings. There's the CPU going. It's going pretty good. I'm excited because that's what we wanted, because we were getting those strange lockups at one stage. Yeah. You can see it's really hard to find where it's going to pop out anything on this. Yeah, certainly not a oval or Mexican hat flying saucer. And here we go. Something popped out in. Can we see? Blurry. Spud cam, as they call it. And if we put it through sharpener, probably not going to help either. It's just not enough colors and night vision, right? As I said. It's blending in with the background noise pretty much. Let's try the other one. I think, again, you probably have to do a frame-by-frame analysis on this and actually see movement. Keep it absolutely stationary. But that would take like a few hours to do, and I ain't going to do that today. But yeah, if you put in the time, if you want to do it properly. I did show on how to do that on episode live stream number 2, I think it is. Go and check out the command line tools that I used, and also to do analysis on Alien Addict's video, which he didn't appreciate, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I figured it out in the end. So yeah, you can see that it hasn't added anything to it. It's definitely not a flying saucer though. Anyway, it did make it sharper though. Well, nothing glitched there, so fingers crossed. And that we've got that solved now. Okay, on to the next video. Where have I got this one? Too many tabs. So I did actually tag these guys and none of them replied. That's because even the debunkers hate me because I'm a truther. So, yeah. I just wanted to see if they could confirm it was a bat as well. Hey, on to this one. Well, Dr. Greer reckoned that he communicated with this being, as he calls a light being. And so we'll go over that now. So I spent a few hours before, a couple of days ago before the live stream, to see if I could pattern match it, because I know I wouldn't have time otherwise to do it on the live stream, because it would take too long. So let's go back to the images. So the original one is here. Not that one. Here's the original image. So I'll plug it through the editor, but I have got some stills already made. Got the wrong one again. That one. Okay, so you can see it's very dark, so we need to plug some filters on it to see if we can see what it really looks like. You can see that Greer didn't enhance it any way whatsoever, not even brightened it. So here's the brightening. Okay, so we can see there seems to be something popping out in the brightness. It looks like tree limbs here going up to a tree in the background. We've got lots of lights here. I'm not too sure what this is coming down, but maybe they've got some sort of tent in the forest there, but looks like more trees are coming up behind. But yeah, just the brightening alone is not the best filter. So let's run it through color swap, where we change individual blacks into other colors. And that's where the fun stuff starts happening. So here we go. Oh, look at this. Lines popping out. Well, what's this here? So we couldn't see that on the original image, but here we're starting to see artifacts pop out. Very interesting. So that tells me that's interlacing lines. This is interlacing artifacts. So interlacing is like an old camera technology where the processors and sensors weren't fast enough to record in real time. So they did alternative line scans or block scans of an image. So if you moved your camera slightly, just like we get with the rolling shutter effect on CMOS sensors, you'd end up with various strange corruptions. And I had this problem with the Mojo video I analyzed with the alien grey and the UFO. So if you've not seen that video, go and check it out. But it also had various stretching of the image because there's move in it before the technology could process it fast enough, especially in low light. So this is where the filters come in handy, because then you can start to see what's going on. And there you go, you can actually start to see how big this tree is, or several trees. Looks like there might be a whole bunch of trees here with the limbs going up, and some other trees in the background here. So this object is flying between trees. As you know, that's a great place to hang up a fishing line between two trees. and pull something along over top of people, saying, oh look, there's a light beam flying across. And it kind of looks like it could be, you know, perfect to have a line here and a pull line that goes along the top, a fishing line that you ain't going to see in the video, especially in nighttime. It's barely hard to see fishing line with HD cameras, let alone an interlaced handycam image here. So again, you can see the trees, the different layers of trees. And you can see the little white specks of light there too. Which is the problem with low light cameras. And that's just like noise. But obviously that's no good to identify what's going on there. But we want to focus on this here, and you can see here that it's not all one color. Stuff's starting to pop out now on this object, which looks like a little boy statue. Based on the image. Okay. And you can even see the face now that I've enhanced it. You can start to see, definitely looks like a three-dimensional figure. Looks like it's got feet and hands. And looks like it might have a pair of shorts on even. And it looks like it's got some sort of a blue jacket and shorts added to it. Of course it looks all wishy-washy and corrupted because the low light camera's not picking up all the details. You can see definitely got eyes, mouth, nose, little hands. And you might record Boyd Bushman's Alien Doll. This is something really similar. So I did a search online because I've seen this particular boy face before, and I know I've seen it, and it was driving me crazy. Where have I seen this image before? I don't believe it's alien. Let's just scale it up a bit more still. Okay, you can see the individual pixels now from the interlaced camera, where you get noise as well as artifacts. But you can see it's got eyes, nose, and a mouth, and it looks like it's got some sort of hair pattern. So you can plug it through lots of filters, and eventually I did come out with this one. It was plugging. Where it has less color, but you can see more defined hairline. Kind of looks like it's got a hair pattern there. Looks like a blonde hair almost. So I thought, I'm pretty sure I've seen it before, and I did some searching and I come up with this here. It's like a big bronze cherub, like an angel. French art. As you can see, it's very similar, but I couldn't get quite the same pose. And of course, they used it for fancy light fittings from the ceiling. And someone could have just slipped over a cardigan and some shorts on it. It's got the same sort of hairstyle. So you can plug that in the search and actually find other images. But I wasn't going to spend too long trying to pin Cheer up, boy. I tried various searches to see what I could find. And you can see a lot of them have that same hairstyle with a pattern. Some have wings and some don't. Those ones have wings. Here's one that doesn't have wings, as you can see. I was hoping it was going to zoom in a bit more for us. Looks very similar, but the wrong pose. So that makes you wonder then if it's a hoax. Was Dr. Greer in the know about it? And if he believed that he was talking to this alien creature, does it mean if it's a hoax that he has something wrong with his head? That he needs to go and get examined, that he's hearing voices in his head, which is kind of freaky if he is. When it's a definite hoax. So it could be someone in his group is pulling off these hoaxes where he's meditating and he's unaware of it. I don't know. But it does sort of bring in questions. But I think I've nailed it down here. Could they have just strung up a little statue, 2 foot big maybe, and just strung it between trees? If it can hang from a light fitting, it can't be that heavy. You see. What do you think on that one? It's definitely a face. It's a child actor with a helmet on. The same thing as you were. Yeah. But like I said, you could just try different searches and you get better results. I was thinking maybe a doll, a Tshirt doll. It could be. But the light fitting seemed to be the best one. Where is it? I thought I had it open. Open up again. Right. It's just a shame we can't get the right pose. So, here, boy, French doll. See, the dolls are not quite the same as statues or light fittings. They're less realistic. But there could be something out there. A doll would make sense, or someone's actually made it up, right? If you had a light fitting that you could use as a template, you could just put clay on the outside of it and make a mold that then you pour in something in there to set it, like some sort of latex rubber type stuff. You know, you've seen it done on those TV shows when they make up. What's that thing where they did a competition to see who was the best makeup artist, and they had to make people look like aliens and stuff. They get this runny, gooey stuff, and they just fill up the mold and join the two halves together and let it set for a day, and then they got this like rubber doll that they can move the limbs around on it and stuff. So there are some dolls here, I guess. But I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to solving this one. But, yeah, it's definitely a hoax. So here's some statues here. But they're on the table ones, right? They look too small for the image. We've got this one here. Almost looks like the same type of head on it. Christmas and seasonal. So if you now put in a French statue, we might get something a wee bit better now. I guess the wings in the cherub fold inside the back, and then some of them have the wings and some of them don't, right? So I don't think any of the statues are matching what we're after. Doesn't mean there's not one out there that matches it identical, but there's a lot of images you have to go through. Here's one peeing. My grandmother had a statue like that, and you used to put it in the punch bowl, I think it was, and it would fill up your glass. It was a novelty. It was quite good, actually. I don't know what actually happened to it. Probably broke. So yeah. So have we still got Ron with us, or is he taken off? Not too sure where everybody's from and what time zones they're at, but I've tried to make it best for America, of course, today, and some people in UK, but I don't think I've seen Charles on, which is kind of strange. So yeah, the other one is to try light fitting, and that's where you get the one where I found light. Alright, oh, can't even spell it. Or lamp, maybe. And now we start to get some ones starting to match it, you see. A bronze figure. So that one looks really close to it. So if we saw it from the other side of it, but it's too porky. So this is a more porky one. And here's one that's skinnier, but not flying. But eventually I do stumble across it. There's one that's got some little tiny wings on it. Yeah, unfortunately I can't play the video clip where Greer's saying, talking about it. I think he gave it a nickname Bob or something, didn't they? Bob talked to me. Anyway. Like I said, it's here somewhere, and it just takes a lot of searching to find the original image. But I think we can move on from that one now. I think everyone agrees it definitely looks like a hoaxed statue. Charles is here. Where is he? I didn't see him. Where's Charles? I don't see him. Charles. Oh yes, he's way at the top. Bad back, but keeping going with the morphine. Okay, so he'll be passed out by now. Looking forward to a great show tonight. Okay, thanks, mate. So what's on the next one here? Right, so that was another one that came up in the show. Let's see. I've got two images for it. So let's see if I can find that one. We don't need that open now. So this one with the light streak, right? It's this long exposure, right? If you set your camera to leave the lens open longer and you get a fast moving light source in the sky, it's going to create a streak. In this case, we can see something else going across the sky here as well in this picture. I don't know if we can find the actual video of it, but it looks like if you look at the stars, you can see them moving slightly. It looks like long exposure, maybe a plane going through the sky, and whatever that is. Could be a plane with landing lights. So this is how they misrepresent stuff, right? It definitely looks like something in the sky going this way. Okay, let's just see if we can find this one. This one here is the famous SDS-48, and I did actually a 50-minute breakdown of this to see if I could prove it to be a real UFO. And it's best to watch my episode on that rather than me going over that one. SDS-48. And the other one was 78, wasn't it? Or 70, something like that. 77. Here we go. Best to watch the episode on that one. I was a wee bit disappointed that my end result, though. I was hoping I could prove it beyond doubt that it was a flying saucer. It's the one I always sort of thought was really good footage. Copy link. So you may recall that one, where it's got looks like a UFO flying along here, and suddenly you see a streak come up from below Earth, and suddenly this turns at right angles and fires off this direction. So I'll go over it in the whole video process. It's not the best quality video. We're talking about 1991 again. Stored on VHS tape, probably. Well, not that bad. It was stored on 16mm camera, probably. And it's low light. And what's the next one? That one we talked about before, which is just flares. And this one with the triangle. Was it? Which, oh no, lots of white objects in the sky move in this direction it was. What happened there? Not sure what I hit there. Did we lose you? Always got to check. And it looks like it's still going. So yeah, obviously 3 lights in the sky are always going to form triangles. And this one you can see here, these ones are not so bright, but it's from the same footage. And these are just going to be mild balloons, right, drifting across the sky. What year was that? We don't know. But there could even be those LED balloons, which are going to shine bright anyway. And people release them from funerals and weddings. And obviously you can see the drifting with the air current. They're not doing anything amazing like stopping and suddenly shooting off vertically or anything like that. which is this characteristics that we're looking for. Now this one, I'm not too sure where they got it from, but it was this image here, which again looks like it's in Arizona desert. Does it look like one of these cactus plants that they have in Arizona? Looks like it, doesn't it? But you can see here again, it's long exposure. You can see here the stars are streaking, right? And we got these funny shapes happening, which they've done some close-ups of. Hey. Ah, thanks, Tommy. It's good that you're enjoying it. That's the main thing. 15 have made some comment already. Yeah, I saw that above there, mate. Sorry you're in pain. A couple of days ago I was in exactly the same situation. Every time I moved I could hear all my joints clicking. You know, it's terrible. And the next day I was perfectly fine again. So it just goes like that, right? So yeah, we want to focus on this one here. The strange object here. You can see it's out of focus even. And there's one of these ones that streaks in the sky, right? It's just a star. All that is a star that's on long exposure. But this one here is a wee bit different. Could that be possibly a plane on long exposure? Now we see a lot of this on NASA images, right? And it turns out to be scratches on the slides because they use glass slides. And also emulsion used to peel, right? Sometimes they drop a hair on the slide and when they're processing it. But what is that? Looks like it's multiple objects. Could it have been a shooting star? Two shooting stars? And another one that's exploded behind. Just happened to catch it on long exposure. But definitely that's a star there, which they're trying to claim as a UFO. Again, they're not using any of the apps, right, to prove fully that it's not something in the sky, not a plane. And this is what I hate about these sky watchers, right? They need to get up to speed if they want to really prove their case. Here's another strange one from 1996, which is just like three lights in the sky going. And I only got one image of it. But yeah, you can see it's a really low quality thing. Again, it could be just some sort of drone display or something. I don't know. When did the first drones come out? When was the first drone? 1996. When was the first commercial drone? What year did they come out? What? 1956? I don't think so. Surely. Unlike classical helicopter design, the four rotor system. Well, I guess they've been around for a longer time, but they're using petrol, not battery. Okay, so they're saying here 2006 non-consumer drone applications. When was the drones first used? 1927. So yeah, obviously that's another subject in itself, isn't it? Who found how high do military drones fly? I'd say the sky's the limit there, especially if they use helium to get them up in the atmosphere and then keep them flying around there, right? They wouldn't need much fuel to keep them above the altitude. So yeah, that one not too sure about though, because we ain't got enough information on it. What do we got? UFO fleet, it reckons. Switzerland. Yeah. I know they have these cables that go across the streets there, and they have these like lights hanging from them. So could it be something like that? As a possibility. UFO fleet. I wonder if we can find that video. Let me just see if we can do a quick search on it. Switzerland, 1996. So I don't think it's drones, but I think it's possibly some lights on some sort of Christmas display or something like that in the city. See, that's another cool natural. Mother Nature is just amazing. Mystery balls of light aren't UFOs. Look at that. It's got what do you call it? Northern lights, and it's lighting it up. It's actually formed by ice crystals. Okay, see if we can find that video. Not looking good on images. I think we might have to search videos. Let's see, mystery balls of light at UFOs. That would be the thing we'd looked at with the snow thing. It's not popping up, that one. That's an old VHS tape thing, isn't it? But then Google's useless at showing us what we're after. No, can't find that one. No. So I'm not even sure where all the keywords that I've put in are in any of these videos, yet Google puts it up. I don't see UFO fleet in that one. I don't see Switzerland. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Switzerland, haven't I? I spelled it wrong. Still, I think it has to said there. That probably could help. But what I'm saying is where's 1996 in that, you know? It's hopeless. Again, just correcting the spelling is still... The Beatles, what's that got to do with Switzerland and UFO fleet, right? Why is it putting up garbage instead of giving what we're after? Those keywords in a video name. If you're watching Google, get your act sorted, mates, because it's pissing us off. Sorry about the swearing, but it pees me off because I can't find what I'm after. Okay, so let's move on. Again, I got no reference on this one here. It looks like an old 1950s symbol, which is similar to what that guy from Ireland said his one looked like. So we're looking at on the top here on an angle. Again, it could be a symbol. I don't know what we're looking at here. What reference is it? What's this here? Side of a building? Or close up of a tree trunk? Could be. I'm not sure where Dr. Greers pulled that one from. But maybe that's looking like a more legit UFO than all the ones we've looked at so far. Here's another one with lights in the sky. UFO meld punk. Meld punk. Punk, how do you say that word? Netherland. Now, have I got several images of that one? Again, that kind of looks like formation of planes in the sky, doesn't it? That one would be good to find too. So let's see. There we go for time anyway. Courtesy of UFO. Let's see if I can type them in. Holland. Did we have a year number on it? Pretty recent. 29. If that's recent, you can see how out of focus this is and how blurry it is. Terrible. That 1950 image is a lot more sharper than modern day images that we're getting. It's disgusting, really. What else do we want to put in? 2019. UFO probably. Here we go. So Mount Punt is a place, obviously. Well, that didn't help us much. Okay, images. And nothing's popping out for the video. So I don't think we're going to find that one either. Not today. Videos. It's probably going to be in Dutch, isn't it? Like this one here. What color was the image again? Definitely looks like color. So it's not that one. Yeah, it's not looking good. So it's just garbage coming up. What's this got to do with any of the words I used in the search? Zealand, not New Zealand. Zealand is in Holland. Could be this one. I wish I could translate it to English on the page for you. Let's have a quick look at that one. Nope, this is SpaceX, isn't it? Or something on long exposure like a plane. So it's not that one. So yep, that one have to go in the bin. Now let's see if we can gotta find this one. We'll get there. This was a flock of geese on night vision, giving off body heat. That was ceiling lamps reflecting off a window. And you can see they turned it off and on. This one here, again, could be anything really. Looks like a bright LED balloon of some sort though. Which could be blinking off and on, that's why we're getting these other ones. Again, can we find that video? Probably not. Robert, right, Bingham. He's the balloon summoner guy, right? He's got some terrible videos up on his channel. He's got like a helium pig that he's calling a critter. We've talked about him in the past and had a chuckle at some of the videos he's got up. So these ones are definitely going to be balloons because he's, I think he fakes it. He gets someone to throw it up in the air, gets people around in a park and start filming these as they drift overhead. Los Angeles. So yeah, if you've not been to his channel and had a good laugh at it, Robert Bingham. I don't know if I can find it. On his YouTube page. Oh, there you go, that's probably him. But it's not on the right page. Oh, here we go. Is that the one? Yeah, looks like it. The man who summons UFOs. Yeah, you can see some of it. It's just absolutely ridiculous, right? There you go, look. In fact, some of those look like birds. But he puts up some crazy stuff. Look, you got a heart-shaped balloon 2 days ago. A balloon with 2 other little balloons, or 3 balloons tied around the outside. Let's just go through. Let's see if we can find the pink pig. Is that the one? Alright, you can see it's a star balloon, but it's a pink coloured one. Alright. This guy is... How many followers has he got now? Look, almost 10,000 subscribers. Just crazy. And Greer is obviously his fan. Now look, if you can't tell me those are not balloons, right? Are people so gullible? Look, different coloured bunch of balloons there. That's obviously a cluster of balloons. There's one, definitely is a weather balloon, right? You can see the tower with the radar reflectors. Just going by his thumbnail. So here we go. Pinky! There's Pinky, not my alien Pinky. Which is, again, a string of balloons, right? From a wedding arch. Which are very common, oddly enough. They call them sky snakes, these summoners guys. Okay, creatures, they're calling it creatures. Again, that looks like a combination of balloons of some sort. You got to remember, was it California released in 1 year Something ridiculous number of balloons. What was it now? 23 million balloons in a year? It makes you wonder where it all goes. Obviously in the forests and oceans. There you go, another archway one. Star Wars 2. I'm just trying to find the pink pig one that he's got. I wonder if he's taken it down. The guy is a joke, man. Look, you can see that's a cluster of balloons all joined together. Look, you can see it's balloons. That's just... Oh, here we go. Porky! It's not Pinky. Porky. Look, balloon, balloon. Eye in the sky. Let's play the pig one anyway. I think that might be the one. Porky. Yeah. Look at that. It's definitely UFO alien craft. You can see it's drifting in air currents. That's just absolutely ridiculous, isn't it, to be on a UFO channel with 10,000 subscribers of all things. Flight pattern consistent of intelligent control, guys. He's got more dislikes than likes on that one. 2015. Yep. Aliens are really clever, disguising themselves as balloons. But anyway. Oh look, we've got a zoom of it. And that looks like one of those things they hit at they got sweets inside, didn't they? Helium thing that you hold up and you just whack it until it pops. Fancy calling that an alien critter. Anyway, if you want to have a laugh, go and have a look at his channel. I'll post it down the side. But yeah, we're trying to find the one that Greer used. So wonder he didn't use the pig, eh? Robert Bingham. It's hard not to laugh, isn't it? Are these guys being serious? Serious? Are they got a mental condition, or are they just being frauds? It's a good question. Yeah. Look, you can see that's a heart-shaped balloon. And once I get it in focus, look, there you go, look. You can see it's a heart-shaped Mylar balloon. And what do you call it? A heart within a heart. I'm not sure what he means by that. Give it a dislike. This guy, FFS. That's a heart balloon. Yeah. And of course, you could just type it in. Helium. Heart. Mylar. There's a whole heap of designs out there. There you go. All different colours. Okay. But there's the ones you can get, they actually got a heart inside a heart, which is maybe what he's talking about. There you go. Heart inside a heart. Maybe he's talking about that one. Maybe it's somewhere in the footage. But anyway. Just a wee bit of research, guys. But I was just trying to find the one where it flashes as it moves along the sky, like Greer used in his video. It'd be something like this one here, probably. What's that one? Take us to the moon. There it is. Oh, look at that. Nice clear. Not a miler balloon this time, but it looks like one of those wedding balloons. Like you can even see the scene on it. Damn, those HD cameras can be good. And it's got a little gift inside that you normally have at weddings, right? And of course they use that like a counterweight to make it less floaty, you know. Acts like a good... This guy's got to be releasing them. 2019. You can clearly see the scene. That's what I said. Great footage of a Mickey Mouse balloon. Is it a Mickey Mouse? There's the moon, and there's the balloon in front of it. Which is what happens at night time too. You remember seeing black objects move in front of the moon. You can see here how easy it is to see that it's a balloon in broad daylight there, but if you turn that into evening and the moon glitters the balloon as it's floating past, it's going to look like a UFO. That guy is so sad. Anyway, just carry on with what I got here. So we'll just play this one. They call them Angels and Orbs. Hey, Mickey Mouse, yeah. As you can see the hieroglyphics that says I love you. I know, it's hard not to laugh. These guys might have mental problems, so we shouldn't really laugh too much. But they do damage the UFO field with the nonsense. So let's see what we're going to have a look here. It's got some music. So these are the Gavrons. I want one that flashes in the sky, which is obviously the flashing is caused by spinning. And one side is a bit more reflective than the other, so it causes like this burst of light. So they don't use, they don't tell you which way the wind direction is going. I'm just eating a sandwich. Hopefully I won't make too much noise. There we go. This is where Greer got it from. Okay, so it's one of these silver mild balloons, and it just reflects the light, mostly red colour. Look at all the people there. See, to be a UFO, you'd expect that to stop in the sky, just hover, then shoot upward vertically or right angles or something, not have like a spinning, it's spinning around here, causing the little flashes that we're seeing, just moving with the air current. And you can see it's on an angle and it's going upwards. Here we go. This guy here, that's the one we want. That one there I would have liked to get the video off. I'll come back to the other ones, I guess. Just trying to find the other one. Like I said, there's a lot of videos he used. This one here, I think I've got the video of this. I'll come to that in a minute. But again, what's it look like? It looks like one of these balloons on the side that just travel along in the air current. But we'll come back to that one. I got that one. Here we go. This is the one we're after. I got two images. So it looks like it's just a blobby mess, but it's going through atmospherics there. And so it's shining the light through some cloud cover there. And of course it distorts. And then it rotates around, hits the sun, and it causes this great big flare up. Now the only other time that I've seen that do is a hot air balloon, where it might be like way up in the sky and far away, and they light up the flames underneath, and it lights it up like this. So it could have been a hot air balloon, but now we got the video, and we can actually look at the original coming up here and see it's not actually a hot air balloon, and it's just a load of still images by the looks of it. Looks like a small object. You can see it's pulsing as it's spinning. There you go. I'd say it would be like a silver one. Angel! So they're saying it's an angel because it looks like it's got wings. But you can see here, looks like a piece of string hanging down. It morphs back and forth, which balloons tend to do, right? In fact, this could be two balloons. Well, you can see the string. It's spinning around. In fact, could it be a deflated... I think it's a star balloon. 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 5-star balloon, isn't it? And it's not reflecting as much light there. So what looks like it's going through some atmospherics as well. There's the string. That's one of these star balloons. Except for it's lost, obviously, some of the gas. It's one of these suckers. This one's with string. There you go. That's that one there. Betcha. And just rotate it around a wee bit. Slight angle towards us. Rotate it on the Z axis. And there's the string. Is it on the point? Looks like it's on a point. No, that one's not on a point though. Does look like it's on a point there. So Just see if there's any that have it actually on the point. Ah, these ones do, but they're only 4. You think there'd be some on the point. Could it be a 4-sided one? I'll just have a look again. It looks like 5 though. And it looks more like a 5-star one with a thicker body on it. Could I be wrong about it on the point? I suppose it's possible. Could be bent behind. But anyway, I think you get what I mean. So let's just carry on here. And here's another one. And guess what? It's on 3rd phase of the moon. Also promoting the sky. Hey, Susan. Oh, what have you done? You got a fancy dancing thing. Is that a sticker? I haven't seen it before. I like it. So what are they saying on 3rd phase here? But again, it looks like a similar type of video with the balloon. Oh! Move on.
That's weird. That's a
Here we go. Doesn't look like what we're after though. Oh, here we go. Right, you can see that's a balloon. What type of balloon is it though? You can see it's going out of focus a lot. It's slowly rotating in the sky. Is it another star balloon? Or it could be one of those number balloons. That looks like a number balloon. Let me just see. Letter J, maybe? Rotating around. That's definitely a number balloon, I think. So it's one of these other ones. See, it's out of focus now. Come on, get it in focus. There'll be a particular frame where it's good. It's definitely a silver Mylar balloon because it's so reflective. So it's one of these letter balloons on that one. Let's see, alphabet. Where you spell out someone's name for a birthday. So again, it shouldn't be on a UFO thing. So you can get silver, pink, gold. So it'll be one of these ones here. It could be a C balloon, it could be a J balloon, it could be a U balloon. It could be a 7 balloon. You can always see the silver when it's in focus. and not overexposed. It could be a sea balloon. Anyway, it's on the third phase, so you can guarantee not to take it too seriously. But it talks about the guy here somewhere. Again, it should be on UFO channels, unless you're using it for example. But I think his name was in that, so let's do a search. What is it, Castro or something? Here we go. No. There we go, there you go. Jonathan, California. Claims he can summon UFOs. We'll now get to this video of what looks like a luminescent MUFON UFO, right? So it's a number balloon. So we're done with that one. Okay. Amazing footage I captured in Melbourne, Australia. 13 witnesses. Also has been authenticated by Jason Greers, the wannabe video analysis guy who doesn't add anything to a video whatsoever. So he's got a small segment of this one, but I actually got the video of it here. I managed to find it. And that's all we got. And it's still images. Again, it's another Mylar balloon. Twisting and spinning in the air. It's hard to know what that one is though. It's probably one of these letter balloons again. Looks like it's got something in the middle. A letter O maybe. But when you have a look at the video, what did he say it was? Peter. UFO interest hasn't talked about that one, I don't think. No. But I did manage to find his video. Yeah. I'll post it down the side. What's his name? Peter Slattery. So let's just play this and have a better look at it. You can see how far away it is. 2017, December.
Can you see the big cloud like that? See it's going past the big cloud now?
Okay, can you see how far away it is? She's doing it on a, what? Mobile phone? Can you see it there?
Cloud now?
I had to zoom in just to see it. See how it's tumbling? It's drifting in the wind. It's not actually moving. And that's all we got, which is really suspicious. So what is it underneath? So let's enhance that one. I still think it's a letter O or something like that. There we go for time. I knew Greer would take up most of the time. I'll probably have to do another episode in the week. Do a catch up. I got lots to go over. It's never ending. First of all, we can try sharpen it. It's out of focus. Split cam always are. Okay, can we start to see crinkly edges that you'd get on the balloon? It does look like it's got a crinkly edge on it. Of course, this glow around the outside is what we call compression artifact. It's a way MP4 or the older video encoding used to make it worse. MP4 compresses the color information, and basically it keeps track of the pixels changing from frame to frame, and compresses the rest of it. So instead of storing the whole image, it sort of overlays the changing pixels instead. That's how MP4 works. Well, the older formats, they reduce the number of pixels on the screen, effectively changing the quality of the image. MP4 doesn't do that. It's a bit more clever in how it sort of takes works out all the vectors and moving parts in the image and compresses the main bulk of it from the previous frame. Just uses the previous frame for the base. It's a bit hard to explain it, but so yeah, sharpen it doesn't give us any clues there apart from its terrible image. So let's try the color swap. We can muck around with the brightness. Does look like it's got something happening underneath. Okay, let's try full color swap. Here we go. So it's definitely a real image. You can see the individual pixels popping out here. It's not a Photoshop or anything like that. Definitely a real image. You can start to see some of the atmospherics around it as it's passing through the moisture in the air. Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell. It's not good enough quality, is it? Does it look symmetrical? See, it kind of looks like it's got something happening here. Kind of looks like a, you know, spongy type of balloon. Looks like a balloon shape. Definitely looks like it's like a letter O balloon. Or a number balloon, right? Could be 0. Let's see. Let's keep having a look a bit more. There's a side view of it. Let's just grab that one. Come on. It's been going really good, the computer, since I tweaked it. I'm quite happy with that. What better do more as the technology improves. Video takes a lot of processing, as you know. Okay, can we see more on this? It's still blurry, isn't it? If they just got it in focus and proper camera. What happens to all these people that have these P1000s with like a 300 times zoom, optical zoom? That's what we want. Again, you can see here it's a really rough edge to be a UFO. It looks like it's got a crinkly edge on it. Definitely looks like it's got something inserted. Yeah, it's got to be a number balloon. Or it could be a regular balloon that's sort of got deflated and it's got like a hollow happening. So let's compare it to other images. Helium balloon. I want silver. Okay. So could it be a number 0 balloon? Or could it be something like this on the side? We want a side view of that one there. So it's got the same sort of pattern happening. And it's got the crinkly edges happening. But here's one here. Let's just go back to the image again. Could it be a letter O? What do you think, guys? We're looking at this 18-inch. That would make the right size. That's quite big, 2 foot. And we want a side view of it. So the question is, why would it be on the side rather than upwards vertically? This look like that one though. So it's got to have weight on one side more than the other to be drifting in the sky that direction, right? Where is it? I know sometimes they fill them with some water to give them some, like, make them less, you know, buoyant. So they put it on wedding tables and that sort of stuff. So if it's got water that's on this side, it's going to always stay on that side and like air current, unless the wind twists it around again. So if it had water in the bottom of the O shape going this way, to try and keep it upright, if that makes sense, and have a string, you have your O shape and some water in the balloon, and then you add in helium. That will stay more rock solid upwards rather than float around and twist around. So they would have, when it was vertical, where's the picture of the vertical one again? So they'd fill it up with some water, so there'd be some water at the bottom here. And they'd just tie it down, just create a name of a person or whatever. Happy birthday, Rob, or whatever. And then release it or whatever, and it floats in the sky. And then the water ends up being on one side, and sure enough, it's going to float along on the angle. So I still think it's more likely to be something like this rather than one of these. It's amazing what sort of balloons you can get. Cubes. You name it. You pretty much can get it, I think. See, there's another good one. Anyway, I think won't waste any more time on that one. Move on to the next one. So, what did people say it was? I think that guy's joking. I'm surprised no one said it looks like a Mylar balloon here. Oh, you have an interest. There you go. I don't think he had commented on this one, but he has. I see a Mylar balloon. Me too, man. There, I got verification from another person that does video analysis. So was it on Greer's movie? Good question. Okay, now we get on to Damien Knott. Another interesting fella. Although I think some of his ones might be legit UAPs. So I haven't sort of written that guy off completely, but I think he does hoax stuff. This one in question. So let's see. We got him here somewhere. Why is it not clicking forward? There's the bat one again with the laser pointers. There we go. Damien Knott, Australia, 2013. So what is this here? Okay, it's quite an unusual video, so we'll just play it here. Cigar-shaped object, Hazelbrook. Now, what's interesting on Greer's one, he says it's Dundoo. Now, I think that's completely different locations. So, haven't they even verified the information? So, Hazelbrook. New South Wales. There we go. There's the location. And let's just zoom out. You can see it's not far from Sydney. What's that? Where's the measurement? 20 k's. 20 k's, 60 k's from the coast. Okay, so where is this Dundoo? Dundoo. And we haven't got a done do. We got a done noon, a done do hill. So which is it? Well, let's assume it's Dundee Hill, and see if it's in roughly the same area, and it's not. So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 100 miles difference. So I'm not sure if it's that one. What was the other options? So again, they haven't fact checked the information, have they? Dundee Street, also in the same location. Yep. Not the right location, is it? And what was the other one? Dundoon. Not Dundoo. Noon. It's probably what it was. Let's see where that one goes. Also, way up the coast. Can't be that. So something's not right there, is it? Straight away. So unless someone can tell me what are we doing wrong. Again, it's in New South Wales though. Both of those locations. Done. Do. Done. Do. Has it come up? Hill. Although it's put Hazelbrook here, but it hasn't got Dundoo in front. Dundoo, and that's it. Something's not right. So I don't know. You'd think it'd come up on the map. Anyway, let's just play it and see what you think. I'll give the link to it. What are you saying, Tommy? The one on the left from this angle. Oh, right, you're talking about the balloons. Hey, John, did I miss John? Was John here? Where was John? Oh, yeah, he was here. How's it going, John? I'm not sure if you're still about. I was sort of wrapped up trying to look at the stuff rather than the side chat. Hey, let's just play it.
Sometimes you try and help people along and you can do the best you can, but in the end it's up to them to make a decision.
Do you think that's a real object or
make
another
changes
hoax?
in line with nature? Yeah. That's what it comes down to. I tell this to everybody. Damien's probably heard me say it 10 times now. Yeah.
Making people realise it's the hard part.
The single greatest problem on this planet, that it all comes down to, is the illusion of the disconnection with nature. Yeah.
Yeah, to me that's highly suspicious. Damien not footage.
Try and help people along and you can do the best you can, but in the end it's up to
it looks like something on a window, right? And
them to make a decision to, make changes in
the
line
movement.
with nature. Yeah. That's what it comes down to. I tell this to everybody. Damien's probably heard me say it 10 times now. Yeah.
Making people realise it's the hard part.
The single greatest.
Yeah, let's just mute them. Now I'm just trying to figure out how it's done. Why fake stuff? That's just stupid. See, he hasn't got it going over the tree, has he? That would give it away as a reflection. What do you think on that one, guys? Might just slow it down. Let's see if we can see any errors. Again, this was on Greer's movie. How would it be done, this one? Could it be something on a piece of fishing line? Or is it reflection? The movement is only going up and down, like someone's pulling on something, right? Or they're sliding a bit of glass down with a white smudge on it. It looks so fake though. And why does he stop filming? Where does it go to? I'm going to have to put that through the filter, I think. See if something pops out. What the hell could it be though? A smudge on the window made with a twink pen, you know, the correction pen whitener. Something's definitely not right with it. It's very fishy. I don't think it's a drone. It's way too skinny to be a drone. 2013, it's in the ballpark for having drones though. Could it be a drone that skinny? That was someone's controlling. But it seems too jerky in the movement. I don't believe it's a UFO though. Come on, put it over the tree. We want to see the mistake. Alright, so the tree looks like it's out of focus here, right? Tree's definitely out of focus. And yet this white object looks like it's more in focus. Which doesn't seem to make sense. Alright, so that should be as blurry as the tree, in my opinion. Unless it's closer to the camera. And it's sharper detail, so it means it's got to be closer to the camera. So it's something... still looks like a bit of glass with something on it. Question is, can we see any reflections? So let's just plug it through the filters. Looks like I'm gonna run out of time. I hate when it does this. It's a bug in the tool. Mind you, yeah, I'll start with a big chunk first. Now this was the last one I was going to look at anyway of Greers. You can see it's very time consuming going through all of them. But it is fun, I suppose. It's fun trying to figure out how they did it. Oop. I haven't even used my stamps on them. But still. My stamps, you know, when I debunk it. Liar. Damien Knott is a liar. Hoaxer. Right. Fake. Why is that one not coming up? Alright, took a wee while. So let's just plug that in. Okay, let's resize it. What are we looking at? That's the question. We'll take a clipping of that. Maybe above and below. It doesn't look even. Let's run some filters on that. If that was a drone, which I don't believe it is, because it should have been out of focus, as like the tree. It doesn't look symmetrical. Okay, so it seems to be like brighter. Almost looks like a cloud. But it can't be. See, it looks like it could be a reflection there, right? Something going on. Right, that was the edge of another cloud. So, if it was a whispery cloud, that means there would have to be mucking around with a video editor to merge a cloud over top of another video. Of course, we're not going to see any fishing line if it's on a fishing line. Yeah. Here we go. Does have the same consistency as the clouds, doesn't it? Could it be a reflection of a cloud from a different angle? Let's see, how would you do it with glass? Like if it's like a piece of angled glass coming this way, and it's actually another cloud reflecting off the glass, and he's moving the window. Maybe one of those windows that open out. Yeah, that's how it probably could be done. It looks like a cloud, doesn't it? So what I'm thinking of, it's one of these windows. Let's see if I can draw it. And he's just pushing it in and out slightly, and it's moving the image up and down. How can we do it? That one. So if you imagine an angle but a window that you push outwards, of course it's going to be a fair size window where you don't see the edges. So, but you get my idea, and it's one of these ones that's hinged at the top, and if it's reflecting some sort of light source or even a cloud, and if you just push the window in and out, this is going to go upwards. Let me just have a look at that going. He's pushing the window in and out slightly. It's not moving that great. What's the maximum range it's going on? Is it getting smaller and bigger as it goes down? It looks like it's getting bigger, isn't it? Because you're changing the angle, and as you push it upwards it should get smaller. That's changing the angle of the window. You know, that's what the bugger's doing. Because we got the similar windows in this house. We got ones that open up on the edge and also ones at the top. Now there's a bird that flew across and you can see it was out of focus. So double glazed window. So it's a panel like this, but obviously up close. Double glazed. I wonder if it can be duplicated. What do you think, guys? Do you think I'm on the right track on that one? I don't think it's a UFO. Maybe it's just a cut. It could be a CGI, we can't rule it out. But it looked like it was getting bigger when it was down lower. So we're really going to have to cut and paste. Where's the lowest part here? Let's see if the size changes. To me it looks like it's changing as he's pushing the window out. It's getting slightly smaller. And it's pulling the window back in. The guy's faking it. Because red flag there, we don't see how it ends. We don't see it shoot off, bang, like that, right? This is what happens. Some people see a real UFO and then they like the attention and then they start hoaxing stuff, right? So he seems credible at first and then they get less credible as time goes on. But if you go to his page, right, this is on his page, so we'll have a look at his other stuff. It's called AAPI, Australian Aerial Phenomenon, something rather, investigated. And you can see he's got some videos here, very suspect. And there's that one there that we're looking at. Out of all the videos on the page, I wonder why Greer chose that one. Unusual weather. Okay. Here we go. So let's have a look at some of these ones. best captures. Okay, let's have a look at. They look like balloons again, but I can't see. So it's on the same location as the last one. So I'm not sure what we're meant to be looking at here. Insects. Here we go. Plane coming down to land. Helicopter. Can't see any blinking lights there. Looks like it's got a contrail there. So it kind of looks like it might be a passenger jet way off in the distance. Again, these guys are not using the tools, you know, that you put on a smartphone and just hold it up and it tells you whether it's a plane. Oh, here it comes again. Definitely looks like a jet with a slight contrail. Looks like there's in a window here. We've got some sort of reflection coming down here. I'll just skim it on a bit. Okay. A UFO. Got no reference. Probably a bug, right? Looks like it's changing shape. So I don't know. Let's go back again. Could it be a plane again? See, this is what I mean. These guys all put up the same rubbish, right? And of course, a plane in the distance is going to look like a tic-tac. Now we've got a helicopter one. Let's have a quick look at that one. Well, at least it's not UFO. And looks like one of those outback helicopters the miners use, right? So what am I going to be looking at there? Can't say that's an alien craft. Is there a bug that's going to fly close to it? Here we go. So that's just a bug closer to the camera. Yep. Just a bug flying around. Ridiculous, really, isn't it? What else we got? A Milo balloon. Reflecting the sunset, you know. It's never ending. That definitely looks like a balloon, doesn't it? Looks like a typical white latex balloon, that one. Which could be a weather balloon. Looks like a weather balloon. So it looks like a typical weather balloon they release. Same color white latex. This one here. Question is, can we see a payload on it? You can see the payload can be quite a fair distance below, and it breaks off. Sometimes they have multiple payloads that get to a certain altitude, and it releases them at different altitudes, the more complex ones. So can we see a payload on that? Let's just do an enhancement on that one. Come on, stop doing that. I wish they'd fixed that. It used to work good. Normally when you put your cursor over there, it would move it to the other side of the screen. And there's no option to close the view thing down, you see? That's stupid. Have I got it? Is it thinking? So let's just run that through. Hey Charles, you'll be going to bed soon, won't you? Third Kind was more believable than anything Greer's movie, yeah. That's one of my favourite movies too. I haven't watched it for ages though. There's so much other stuff to watch though. And I had some stuff for UFO Man to talk about too. I know how much Charles loves UFO Man. Let's see, can we see any strings attached? They didn't quite cut it in the right place for us. One further down. You can see it's definitely a balloon. You see how the light is reflecting off it. You can see it's a three-dimensional object. But, yeah. Is it a weather balloon or is it just a regular balloon? We can make it look more like a UFO with this. Yeah, just can't see any string on it, unfortunate. It may not have a payload on it. That's quite interesting there. And why is it? Must be a thin cloud cover. So that could be explaining why we can't see the payload. There is a darker cloud cover there, hazy, which may be hiding it. It's definitely got some hand movement going up and down. Can we see any strings? Out of focus. Well, that may not be a weather balloon, but it certainly looks like it. It still could be just a normal white helium balloon, of course, which look very similar. That anyone can buy, and they come in like 40 inches and all sorts of different sizes. So it could be something like that. Definitely something like that. With empty space for advertising. Advertising balloon. Yeah, we could be escaped advertising balloon. There you go. Let me just have a quick look at that one more detail. It's got little suction caps, so that if they broke off, right, that would explain it, why we can't see any strings. So how did they advertise with it? Extra large, 23 inches, 33, that's pretty big. Seem to be, doesn't mean. Do you hang advertising underneath it, or do you write over top of it? It's not too clear. But yeah, it could be something as simple as that. Alright. Anyway, we're wasting time on this guy. So yeah, here's another one that believes that aliens are talking to him. You know, one of these guys reckons he's a contactee. And they start seeing UFOs everywhere, of course, which is a bit of a shame. Here we got a helicopter again. Out of focus. Well, blur, actually. Can't see much in that. What are we seeing in this one? A little black dot. Again, it looks like it's just drifting in the sky. And we got a lot of hand movement there with the camera, which makes it look like it's going away when it's not. So again, another balloon. Better keep an eye on the time, I guess. Coming up to 3 hours. I suppose I better let you guys get to bed, is it? Must be 1 o'clock there for Charles, is it? Oh, he's gone already. Paul does do anything with UFO, man. Nah, I might have to do that one another time. I've got a whole collection. Unfortunately, he's deleted the video I wanted to do analysis on. So I gave you the link to his channel, didn't I? API. I suppose I better copy it in case I haven't. Again, it doesn't hurt to redo it. Not. My hand's gone to sleep. AAPI. Yeah, I should have just closed it down. Let's save. Yeah, it's working okay, isn't it? The computer, since I tweaked it. I don't think it's been over 80%. I don't think there was anything else on his to look at. But there he is there. Black and white photograph of him. I used to put up a lot of these things. UFO and plane. Well, I didn't quite see anything, but it's obviously going to be a small dot. Let's zoom in. Well, it looks like a Qantas, and they got the colour of the red tail that way. So why isn't it not showing up as a red tail in the picture? So he's mucked around with the colour, has he? Definitely a 4-engine Qantas 737. I don't see a UFO. I've got it going too slow, maybe. What am I missing? I can't see what he's referring to there. Yeah, well. Maybe he zooms in or something. Nope. Bad editing. Edited by Damon. Really bad job. So where's the UFO? He hasn't even circled it or anything, has he? Nah, just rubbish. A blimp. Yeah. Good year, blimp. Good one. Oh, here we go. Sky Snake. I love these ones. There's the wedding arch balloons again. UFON does those ones. You can see the individual balloons tied together there. It's ridiculous, really, isn't it? I like even different colours. Red and black. Another Robert Bingham balloon summoner. So he's saying here, UAP passes balloon. So is there something else that passes the balloon? I don't know. Or is he saying this is a UAP? Alright, there's a little white dot, which is, I think, is an insect. Let's just have a look again. So at least he said that's a balloon, so that's good for him. That's a thing. But yeah, this one looks like a white bug closer to the camera. Passing by. They have a lot of bugs in not New Zealand, Australia. Look like a 2-part body of an insect. Anyway, you got the link to his channel. You can always go and check it out. I suppose we should wrap it up there, guys. Let me finish off this sandwich. So much I was going to do too. Get rid of those ones. Thanks for the donations anyway. We might be able to get that new computer at some stage, but it looks like my tweaks have worked for the time being. Getting it better and better. Okay, so I got all these other bookmarks here, as you can see, on the other browser. And I wanted to go through a whole stack of them. Let's see. I want to talk about black holes as well. There's been a lot of talk about black holes lately and Big Bang again. So I just want to cover that at some stage. MUFON, right. I wanted to talk about MUFON again. On those reports that we looked at. But this one here, I think it is. So I'll have a quick look at this one.
Access
granted. She looked a lot better without that crazy makeup. She kind of looks like a crazy gothic lady now. But if you look at her older videos, she had better makeup. This one here. Apparently a cop car dash cam. So apparently we're looking for this thing above the tree, but this turns out to be power lines. And in Australia I've seen where possums can literally run along a power line from post to post in a matter of seconds, and I think this might be a possum. So let's play that video again. Make it a bit bigger. But it shouldn't be on a MUFON. It's just rubbish. Saying it's a UFO above a power line or something, I don't know. There we go, you can see how bad these traffic cams are. So that's a street lamp, overexposing. Okay, so he's turned on his spotlight on the car. He's aiming at the tree and the power line. And you can see here straight away, you can see it's an animal on 4 paws running across the power line. Some said it was a cat, but I don't think a cat can run along power line. But you never know. Perhaps I'll slow it down. I know we looked at this and I thought, what the hell are we meant to be looking at? Crap. How do I get that back to normal? Speed. That's the slowest we can go. Alright. Okay, let's just play it in slow motion. You can see the stride of the animal. So what were they saying? Witness, Judy, captured. This car camera was dispatched. Notice a completely black triangle. It's not, you can see it's clearly an animal. Here we go. I missed it. Okay, just scroll it back a bit. You can see it's an animal running on the power line. How do you get that to be a black triangle? Can you see it? It's not very big, really pixely. I'll zoom right in. I don't see how you can get a black triangle out of that mess. Possum running across. Unless there's something else I'm meant to see there. Well, that's all I see. I can't see any triangle. That's it. Yeah, there was no triangle. That's ridiculous, isn't it? So I just want to go over that one again. I'll leave the other one to next time. And UFO man. Which is unfortunately he's deleted the video. Again, it's like the Damien Knott video, where it looks like someone's got a black marker pen and drawn a couple of dots on the window, and or some stock footage of a plane, and they've done some CGI. I wanted to go over it, but unfortunately he's deleted it, and I can't find it. Can't find it online and where he got it from, because it won't tell us any more information than that. Throwback video. But this guy will get a few views on it and then delete it, and he's made his money on it. And if you delete it before it gets flagged, you keep that money as well. So if he uses it without permission. So we'll go over that one more next time. But it won't be tomorrow. Tomorrow is with Robert. And what's he doing tomorrow with us? Let me see if I can see the list. So what are we doing tomorrow? UFO crash, California. Velas bias abduction. So we've got alien abduction. Brazil, 1957. And a UFO incident in 1982. So Robert will be doing that tomorrow. Same time almost, but an hour earlier. So, pardon me, we have to queue that one up after this one's processed. So yeah, we got that to go next time, and I'll just wind up now and say goodnight. Well, thanks for joining and commenting and liking and money, of course. And looks like we got a few new people joining us at the last minute here, have we? Yeah, the eyes are creepy. I think it's because she's got the black eyeliner. If you look at the older videos, she actually looks a bit better. Make sure you join our Discord group if you want to talk after show and during the week, or recommend stuff. Join our groups. But yeah, I'll just wind up now and say good night. And we see you hopefully in the middle of the week with another episode, and tomorrow. Man, this computer's running so much better now. Let's see how it goes with Robert, because that's where it really pushes it. Where we do a video chat at the same time. Good night.